Welcome to Audio, Daily Heartfelt Stories, where we share honest, emotional stories from real life. Today's episode tells the story of a single mother who loves deeply but wonders, why won't my well-off boyfriend spend even a dime on me? I'm a single mother, 37 years old, with twin daughters who are 5. I mainly take care of the kids. My ex-husband provides financially for them. My parents own the apartment where the 3 of us live, in District 12. I'd say my looks are about a 7 out of 10. I earn 20 million VND a month and I have about 200 million VND in savings. I've been divorced for 4 years. About 2 years ago I met him by chance. And then we met 6 more times because of work. He was gentle and I felt a little flutter. After the 7th meeting, the job was finished, so we stopped seeing each other. A month later I reached out. I told him how I felt. And he said he had also felt attracted before. He is a businessman, earning about 300 million VND a month. And he owns many assets. I explain his income and assets clearly because it's central to my hesitation. He's divorced and has 3 children older than mine. Since we started seeing each other, we met from 2 to 8 times a month because we lived close by. He is very busy. Most meetings were at cafés or restaurants. Sometimes walks in the park near our homes. Sometimes he initiated the meetups. Sometimes I did. For meals, we split the bill. He paid 60% and I paid 40%. When we were together, the feeling grew. When we were apart, he didn't show much affection, no texts, few calls. I told him I wanted more messages. And he said he just wasn't the texting type. If you need something, meet me and we'll talk. I hoped for small signs, but his replies were dry and distant. For the past 6 months we've been intimate about 1 to 2 times a month. Always initiated by him. Even with intimacy, the emotional closeness didn't deepen. We'd meet, eat, then go home. Sometimes he drove me to his place and we became intimate there. Outside of that, we each handled our own lives. I became unhappy and reduced my share of outing costs. I moved from splitting down the middle to paying only 20% while he covered 80%. Sometimes I didn't even get to pay before he'd say you invited me, which made me uncomfortable. It wasn't about money, it was about fairness and feeling valued. I worried that if everything were equal financially, it would be more genuine, otherwise I'd feel used. So I cut back. I gave him gifts for his birthday and for his mother's birthday. On my birthday he was on a business trip and sent only a brief, dry message. For other special days he didn't give gifts. I don't expect big presents. But when he gives nothing, it hurts. He has never paid for anything for me. Once I asked him to top up my phone credit by 100.000 VND and he demanded I repay him. I had asked twice before. Once I forgot my bank password and urgently needed to borrow 20 million VND. I said I'd withdraw and return it in an hour. But he found reasons not to give it even though I knew he had the money. Moments like that left a lasting sadness. Greater than. We also did business together with a capital of 300 million VND. After 6 months we gained 50 million VND profit. We both worked hard, I perhaps even more. Yet when splitting the profit he said that because he had put in effort he would take 5 million VND first. And the remaining 45 million would be split evenly. I thought about explaining my contribution but didn't press because we were partners. I felt hurt and too shy to insist. He seemed stingy and clever, not thinking of me. Where was his love? A month later, in a second business opportunity, someone offered to buy the shop with a 20% profit. I suggested we take the money and use it for something else. He disagreed. And I respected his choice. Yet he then repeatedly asked me to withdraw my entire capital and leave the profit to him, promising to compensate my capital later so he could continue alone since the business was making money. I thought, if profits exist, he pushes me out so he can take them. If it were a loss, Would he let me walk away? It felt opportunistic. I felt he was too calculating and not considerate of me. We had a relationship. This behavior made me sad and convinced me he didn't love me. A month after, he was invited into a bigger investment with a partner who offered him 70% of the profit for much larger capital. He agreed and wanted to withdraw his investment with me, which would force both of us to take a 40 million VND loss if settled quickly. I refused. So he found other funds and joined the new partners without me. At our last meeting I said I wanted to be like other women, to have my boyfriend celebrate my birthday, give a gift, or occasionally give me money to spend so I'd feel valued and know he truly gave something for me. He said that wasn't how it was, telling me I already earned enough to live on and that he had many responsibilities. He said he plans to save everything to buy a villa next year for his children and parents, to increase in value. Because of that, he said he couldn't spend on me. I felt very sad and told him I wanted to break up. I blocked his messages but not his calls. It's been a week with no contact. If he truly had financial difficulties and had to support 3 children and elderly parents, I wouldn't blame him or demand more. But he can afford it, he simply chooses not to spend on me. During business cooperation he always tried to take the larger share. And in everything else he left me to fend for myself. That is what troubles me most. I do love him. And that's why I'm so hurt. Before we fell in love, I didn't know his wealth or salary. When I found out, I felt even worse and wished sometimes that he earned just a bit more than me and had a house so life would feel normal. Not that I was only with him because he seemed successful. He loves me and I love him. But I'm not happy or fulfilled. I watch his actions and feel he is calculating, stingy, and possibly using my body without truly giving. That thought torments me and steals any joy from the relationship. Am I wrong to want some dependency, to want a boyfriend who loves and also supports me financially? Like giving money for beauty or buying clothes? Can you be objective and point out the truth so I can escape this emotional loop? This story is about love entangled with fairness, respect, and self-worth. Love alone can be beautiful, but actions, even small ones like thoughtful gifts, timely help, and fair partnership in money and work, show how a person truly values you. If you feel used, undervalued, or unsure, it's okay to step back and ask for the care you deserve. Thank you for listening to Audio Daily Heartfelt Stories. If this episode touched you, please like, share, and follow, and tell us, what would you do in her place?